I built my ASEA business with no warm market, absolutely no business experience, and having no guidance out of the gate. And I want to share with you exactly what I did so that you can follow the same trajectory. No matter where you are, what your circumstances are in life, you absolutely can do this business. If you're new to my channel, my name is Danielle Matthews, and I help guide people on their healing journey, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I do that through sharing ASEA's products. Now, I don't talk about it as much on this channel, but I want to start talking about it more, and that is the financial element, the being able to support other people with their health and get paid to do it. I have coached and trained dozens of people from all walks of life, all ages, all over the world to be able to earn money by sharing these incredible products. And what I want to share with you today is how I actually did it, the steps that I took. And the very first thing I have to tell you is I came into this not liking network marketing. I actually thought network marketing was a sleazy thing to be involved with. I graduated from the University of Virginia with a degree in biology. It's one of the top universities here in the United States. And I honestly thought I was too good for this industry. I thought this was something that people that couldn't really get a real job or were just really sleazy salesmen got involved with. And I will tell you, I was wrong. And I'm humble enough now to admit it. But what happened was after my car accident, so I was in a really severe car accident. I lost my health. I lost my ability to work. And as I started to regain my health, in large part thanks to the redox signaling technology, I started to have hope again and to think, okay, well, what do I want to spend my life doing? It's like I got a second lease on life. And so I started to really consider and ask questions about, well, how do I want to spend my time? And what I realized was that I had changed significantly from the person that I was prior to my accident. And I had realized that, look, a 9-to-5 job, it has control of you. And I just thought, I don't want to have to go show up, work for somebody else, have them dictate where I can go, where I want to be, when I want to be somewhere, have them say yes or no. And, I watched as I was going through my injury, I was watching my grandparents getting older and the need for support to be there and the power of family and even my own ability to go and spend time with them. And I thought, life is meant to be lived. Like, tomorrow's not guaranteed. I can't unknow that after having been hit by a drunk driver, doing nothing wrong. And I just thought, okay, well, what can I do so that I can create a life of flexibility? That was really the goal for me. And the second thing that I couldn't unknow was that if I couldn't physically work, I couldn't earn money. Like my whole life, ever since I was able to work, right? I did babysitting and stuff like that. And then I got my first real job, bought my first car. I mean, I'd worked my whole life up until my car accident, and I'd always exchanged my time for money in a way that I felt was valuable. I went to a great university so I could get a great job and make good money. I mean, that was the whole idea. And after my accident, I wanted to work, but I physically couldn't. I mean, I tried. I very much tried to get back to work. And it was very clear very quickly, I just couldn't handle it. I didn't have the physical capacity to work because of the brain injury. And it felt like, well, I had no independence. It felt like all of a sudden, the thing that I thought was the most stable option in life to get a good job was all of a sudden not stable, because if I couldn't physically work, I couldn't make money. For me, as I started to get my health back, I thought, all right, I don't want to be in this situation again. What can I do where I can create a situation where money continues to come in week by week, month by month, year over year, even if I can't physically work? And I'll tell you what, I thought I was nuts to even ask this question. I was like, I don't understand how that's possible, but that's what I want. And it was my mom who said to me, Danielle, if you share the ASEA, you'll be able to create that for yourself. And again, she got the no thank you, not interested in network marketing. And she said, just come look. I think you don't know what you don't know, right? And this is answering all of the questions, it checks all the boxes, I should say. And I went to an event and I heard the founder of this company speak, and I started to talk to just dozens and dozens of people that had had success in the business. And I saw very clearly these weren't sleazy people. They were very open-hearted. They were wanting to make a difference in the world. They were making significant money, but they weren't really talking about the money. They were talking about the impact. People were saying to me, I get paid in goosebumps. Yeah, the money's fine. It's great. We have this lifestyle and we're able to travel and we have a great home. But the truth of the matter is I'm impacting lives. And I thought, I want to have purpose with my work. I want to have purpose with what I'm doing. I realized I wanted flexibility of my time to work where I wanted, when I wanted. I also was still recovering from the injury, so I couldn't handle a full-time job. And I realized that, if somebody purchased ASEA from me, and I would get paid every single month that they purchased, and something were to happen to my health again, well, it's not going to stop them from purchasing something that they love. It just made sense. And it started to click in. Oh, this is residual income. This is how you create a passive income. And I was hooked. So I had just moved down to Florida. I didn't know a soul. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I'm a biology major, right? A scientist, not someone that knows anything about business. And I just said, this is the direction I'm going, and I'm going to figure it out. I started to read books. I started to attend seminars. I started to get as much support as I could. There's so much free help out there. I couldn't invest in a business coach. I couldn't invest in all of these things. The amount of free information out there on the internet is huge. And then I started to run into people locally that were supporting me and wanting to help. And here's the thing, you just have to get into action. A business like this, there's not a ton to learn. It's really just about 3 steps. 1, connecting with people. 2, asking them if they're interested in learning about a powerful new technology that's out there, something that has massive potential to help. And then 3, introducing them to information. So that's what I started to do. And I will tell you what, I got nothing but resistance at the beginning. I mean, I had people telling me I was just some pretty girl selling salt water. I had the local chamber of commerce tell me this was not a serious business, these at-home businesses, and they said I couldn't join. And I was just so convinced on where I was going. Like I knew that I wanted a lifestyle where I had flexibility. I wanted the residual income. I was not going back. And I think most people, they hit resistance and they just fall back and they say, oh, it's not for me. It's not meant to be. I can't do it. Anyone that has success in business has hit up against resistance and they've continued forward. And so what I want to tell you is that it's not all been easy. It's not been some paved road that I just walked down. No, I had to get serious with myself and go, all right, what am I willing to do? Well, I was willing to drive 45 minutes north and go to a different chamber of commerce. And they opened their arms to me. I ended up being an ambassador for them. They made great introductions for me. And I started to network. But I was meeting a bunch of people that didn't really get it, right? They were like, this sounds like salt water. I don't understand. Why would I use it? Until the moment happened that somebody said yes. And somebody took me up on the offer and they started to use the product and they had results. And other people in the community started to see it. And so then others started to try and others did. And so this little trickle started. All right. And then I got smarter. I said, okay, rather than sitting and having one-on-one conversations all the time, why don't I bring people together so they can have a direct experience with the Redox gel so they can start to connect and learn more about this. And so I didn't have the ability to do that at my house. I was living with roommates. The house was not great. Like I was just getting started in business. And I thought, well, I got to find somewhere to do this. I didn't have the money to rent out some room. And so I just went asking. I just asked the universe, connect me with whomever I'm supposed to. I got into motion. This was the start of 2017. January, I just set the intention. In February, I met a woman who owned a gym, and she was totally open to me coming in and doing a seminar once a week in her space. It was a 45-minute drive. And I said, I'm in, I'll do it. So I drove 45 minutes every Thursday to her place and I would share. And sometimes I would make the drive up there and all the people that were supposed to come were canceling on me on the way there. But I still went. I still had the session. Sometimes people would say, well, can I bring somebody next week? I'd say, sure. And slowly this thing started to grow. So that by June, we had a meeting with over 40 people in it. By October of that year, I had to find a new space because I had 90 people wanting to come and they wouldn't fit. So this was what I did. I just got very clear and I got consistent in my action. I knew I need to connect with people. So I got into motion, figuring out how I could. For me, it was in my local community. I hated social media at the time. I was like, I don't want to touch social media. And so I just met people in my local community. There's a zillion ways to do that. I started to ask, hey, I found something with a lot of potential. Would you be interested? Do you know anybody, with health challenges? Do you know anyone that's interested in their health? I started to ask the right questions and I started to introduce people to information. And just by following that system, all of a sudden my business went from the first year I was in business, I made $6,000, right? It was nothing exciting. And I was like, whew, this is tough, all right? There's no financial freedom here. Like nothing's happening. But that year that I got consistent, I started to work more effectively, efficiently. I was making what I made in that entire year, I could make that in a 2-month period. And I thought, okay, something's working here. I need to just keep at it. And that's what I've done. That was what I did consistently. I got into a nice rhythm of events. I would do things quarterly. I started to work with other people in the state of Florida, and it was a very organic growth. Then the pandemic happened. And of course, in-person meetings went out the door. And I had just moved to Colorado at the time. So I had to relearn a new way to connect with people, ask if they were interested, and introduce them to information. And I did that through social media. Now, I am someone that said, I will never put my face on social media. It's not going to happen. I had a visceral hatred for social media because when I was having my brain injury and I was getting onto social media, it just gave me anxiety. I mean, it was causing depression to see all these people living their lives, having a great life, and here I was stuck in a dark room, unable to do anything, with no hope for my future. Doctors telling me it was my new normal, nothing you could do. So I hated social media because it made me miserable. But I realized, hey, what's this challenge making possible? What is this pandemic forcing all of us to do? It's forcing us to be home, but we can get online. And my business, because I just got out of my own way, I said, okay, Danielle, get rid of your own biases. There's a lot of people out there you can connect with, and they're looking for things for their health to support and boost their immune system. They're looking for communities to get involved with. And my business went global, and it has just continued to expand. And I've played with all sorts of different platforms, from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok to YouTube now. And I coach and train others to do the same. I have helped dozens and dozens of people not only just cover the cost of their products, but be able to make a side income that's supported, right? With all those residual bills that are coming in. And some people I have coached to make hundreds of thousands, make more money than I have ever made. And it's all because I know the system. I know how to help people get started. And if you're interested, I will tell you, I'll help you too, right? I take on people, bring you under my wing, show you the ropes. After about 90 days, you're rocking and rolling. You're good to go. And you know the system, you know what it takes. And so if you have clarity that you want something different in your life, you want that flexibility, you want financial freedom, you want to be able to take vacations, not worry about what's in the bank, you want to be able to live where you want to live, do what you want to do, get out of the 9-to-5 hustle, be home with your kids. I don't know what the wish is that's on your heart. Maybe you just want to be able to give back in a big way, or you're looking to be part of a community of people that are like-minded, that want to change the world and the way that society is moving. And you want to say, hey, wait, there's a better way. That's what we do here. And that's the community I've created. I always say, look, I have the right soil. I have created the right environment so that your seed of potential can bloom here. And that's what I do in the ASEA business and with the ASEA community. And I would say, if you are interested, it is past time that we connect. I am happy to have a call with you, to talk with you about your needs, your desires, your dreams, to see if this is a right match. It might not be, but it also might be. And so reach out to me. My number is in the description. I am happy to get started with you. If you're interested in the business, we should talk before you start because there's different packages you can get started with. There's ways to launch your business. You can give discounts as you get going. And there's just a logical way to go, right? I tell people, ready, aim, shoot. All right. You don't just start shooting everywhere from the hip. It's not going to go well. Learn from my mistakes. I can collapse the time for you so you can get off the ground faster. You can start earning money very, very quickly and getting a lot of free product as well. So I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Ask me any questions that you might have around the business. It is me here looking at all of the comments. I'm happy to connect. I will speak truth to you. If people are telling you you can get rich overnight, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, though, over time, through disciplined, consistent action and following those 3 steps, you can create a lifestyle for yourself that allows flexibility, that gives you financial freedom, that gives you options. It does not happen overnight. It happens in time. And let me tell you, time is going to pass anyway. So spend it wisely. Create something that is going to set you free into the future. That is my suggestion. It's what I have done. I have people now telling me, Danielle, you're so lucky. I'm not lucky. I just got very, very clear 9 years ago that I was going to create my life by design. And I was relentless in my pursuit, consistent. I never stopped. And that's the trick. And I'm happy to help guide you and show you the way so you can do the same thing.